I'm Mariko. I'm a Sydney-based artist and musician, also known as Destroyer Mariko, and today I'm going to be doing a full outfit review for Punk Rave Australia. Now, as usual, these items were sent to me as a gift, but I'll always give you my honest opinion in every review. Also, I have a discount code for you. Use 20off-3PC set to get 20% off and free shipping. So today, since we've got a bunch of items, we'll start with an overall look at the outfit we're going for, and then when I get up to each item individually, we'll go into more detail. This here is, I guess, the template we're working from, but since the shorts are out of stock, we actually replaced them with the Punk hollow-out Suspender style stretch pants. Other than that though, we still have the dark Gothic long sleeve top and the Punk Skeletal leather Underbust waistcoat, which are both brand new items in the Punk Rave Australia store. So that gives you the gist of what we're going for. Obviously, it's going to have a slightly different vibe with the long pants, but I hope you can see how I chose the pants to kind of preserve that suspenderish look with the way the top section connects to the bottom, sort of mimicking the strappy bits at the bottom of the original shorts. So now let's skip to the package. This set actually came in 2 lots for me, so if you watched my previous review, you'll know that I already opened the first package, and you can watch that video for how that experience was. I should mention though that the top and the waistcoat actually usually come from China rather than Australia, so if you'd like to know more about dropshipping from China, check out my previous review. It was a few back. It's the one where I did the spiked hoodie, and all the details will be in there. As for this package, it's just a small one because we were only waiting for those replacement pants. Now, Punk Rave Australia were really quick to send these out to me once we decided on the item. However, it then got delayed in the Australia Post system. Now, of course, that's a little bit frustrating, but once I noticed the delay, all that I had to do was send an email off to Punk Rave Australia. They followed it up, sorted it out, and the very next day that they dealt with it, it arrived. So if you ever have problems with this kind of thing, definitely hit up the Punk Rave Australia team. Their customer service is really great and really helpful, and they got everything sorted. Anyway, now that it's finally here, let's open it. Oh my god, they always tape up the bubble wrap so tight, it's crazy. Okay, so let's add this one to make our full set of 3 Punk Rave Australia bags, and I think we'll open the top first, so we'll scoot on over to the website and have a look at what we're in for. So here's the page for the dark Gothic long sleeve top. It's pretty much what the name describes, but with bat-like pointy bits at the bottom and also on the sleeves. It also has sections of tattered distressed fabric, which I absolutely love, as well as a tie-up section on the side of the neck, which extends to the shoulder and appears to be adjustable. And overall, it looks like a really comfortable and interesting bit of clothing with soft fabric and good elasticity, and for my measurements, I'll be trying on the extra small to small size. Time to open the bag. Oh, it feels so soft. Oh my god, guys, I'm really loving the feeling of this fabric. It's so nice. Okay, so let's have a look at this starting from the top. So this is the neck section with that tie-up bit. And yeah, it looks like it is adjustable, so if you don't want to tie it up, you could probably undo it. Just give you a closer up look there. And then what I didn't notice from the website image is that actually around the neck area is where they start adding in that distressed fabric. So they've really stuck to the theme, and like every little edge seems to have a little bit of this stuff, which is really cool. Coming down to the shoulder though is where we really get started with that distressed fabric, and you can see some of the detail there. What's different compared to some of the distressed fabric that I've had in Punk Rave Australia items before though, is that this is much more of a thready kind of look, whereas some of the others were a bit more like holes in the fabric. This one feels a bit more like it's just, I'll put my finger under there. You can see that it's got all those different threads, so it's still distressed fabric, but it's a different style, and I love that they've got that kind of variety going on. And then if we come down to the sleeves, you can see there's some more of that distressed fabric and the pointy look, and then also the stretchiness of the fabric looks pretty good. And finally down the bottom, we've got those little pointy bits as well, and you can see that the distressed fabric, it sort of extends below the main fabric of the top, and so you get that sort of see-through look. So if you're not wearing black on black, you could actually show that off. But yeah, I tend to do a lot of black on black, so it's probably not going to show to be a bit more of a subtle effect, but yeah, I really like it. It's really cool. Okay, so let's go try this one on. Okay, so this is how the top looks on me. As usual, I'm going to put my measurements in this corner and the top's measurements in that corner. So we'll start off with a twirl, and then maybe I'll come in and show you a few of the details, and then we'll have a chat about it. Okay, so what do you think? I'm really loving this top. We'll start off talking about the size and fit. So this is the extra small to small size, and as usual, it fits me perfectly. I have no complaints there. It's a sort of tight fitting top, as you can see. It kind of makes me think like ninja somehow. But yeah, so it's not like too tight anywhere, it's not too baggy anywhere, and I think it's really good fitting for me. As for the fabric, I mentioned when I was taking it out of the bag, it feels really nice, and the same goes for wearing it. I really love this fabric. It's so nice and soft, and it just feels really nice on your skin. Maybe the only thing that sort of bothered me a little bit was this ropey bit, see? The rope just here is a little bit scratchy, so I think that just might be a bit me being a bit sensitive there, but the rest of it is fine. And then yeah, I've sort of undone the rope a little bit and had it flopping, so that sort of helped stop that scratching against my neck a little bit. Also, I really love that you can adjust this kind of look, because for me, especially now that Australia is getting a bit warmer, like having that sort of, you know, keeping it tight up there, it's a bit of overkill for this weather, so having it a bit looser is a bit more my style and a bit more for the weather at the moment, as well as solving that kind of problem for me. But you can definitely play with it. I also love having these dangle rather than tying it into a bow. I think that goes really nicely with the distressed look on this side, which in this lighting is maybe a little bit more difficult to see now. But yeah, so I've left them untied, but you can definitely tie them. The one thing you can't really do is if you pull this all the way, because there's a knot at the end of the rope, you can't really take it all the way out. So you can loosen it, but yeah, it sort of stays within those little eyelets there. Yeah, I had a bit of fun playing with that, adjusting it to get it the way I want it to look, and yeah, I decided having them dangle was the look for me. Anyway though, so I'm getting off topic, but the fabric, yes, I really love the fabric. It feels really nice. Something I didn't notice when I was unboxing it is with some of the fabric bits, like I'll show you on the hand where it's easier. Actually, you've got the pointy bits in the main fabric, but you've also got the distressed one as a sort of layer over it, and the way they've layered it is really nice too, so that's really cool. On the hands, it's only on this side. On the other side is just the plain fabric, so you've got a little bit of variety. It's not just like slap on the distressed fabric and go. It's like they've actually put some thought into where they've positioned all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so the verdict on this top, I really love it. It gives me this sort of like gothic ninja vibe, and I think it's time to move on. So next, let's have a look at the pants. So here we have the Punk hollow out suspender style stretch pants, which are pretty smooth overall, but for the leathery decorations and cutouts on the front. On the back of the pants, instead of those details, we've got two barely visible pockets. It's a simple design, but I think that gives it a certain versatility, whether you want to wear it as is for a less in-your-face gothic look, or spice it up with a bunch of accessories. Today I'll be trying on the small size, but it also comes in everything from extra small to 4XL. Here we go! Ooh! Wow, yeah, it is pretty stretchy, hey? Okay, so let's start at the top, and you can see it's got some belt loops and a solid black button, and then when we come down we've got actual pockets on the front, not just on the back. I didn't notice that in the promotional images. So yeah, I love pockets. And then we've got those leathery look kinds of bits. They're pretty cool. And the cutout section. And the cutout section is going to be really interesting. I think it sort of does give that look of like shorts connected to like leggings or something. But yeah, it's only on the front. On the back side is much more smooth. Yeah, so you can see those leather bits come just a little bit towards the back, and then you've got the little pockets. Oh, so here's something I didn't notice about the leathery bits. Just for a bit of fun, you can actually put your hand through them. They're not actually sewn down. This bit is sewn down though, I guess because that's part of the connection between the two bits. But yeah, no, that was really cute. And then the leg section, it's pretty simple as we were expecting. The fabric is, it's pretty smooth. It's soft, but not as soft as this. But yeah, it feels like it's gonna be pretty comfortable. All right, time to try them on. Okay, so here's the pants. Okay, so the pants. Once again, we'll start off with the size and fit. So a lot like the top, they're designed as a sort of form-fitting garment, but the top gives you a little bit of like extra space, whereas the pants are very much hugging your body. But that said, it doesn't feel like it's hugging too much. There's enough elasticity and enough space that I feel really comfortable and really snug. There is a little bit of extra space around my bum, but on the legs, it really holds tight to your body. As for the fabric and the feel of it, I have absolutely no complaints. The fabric is so nice and so smooth. It kind of feels like a second skin. One funny thing design-wise, okay, so particularly in combination with this shirt where the pointy bit covers down here, when I initially went to put my hand in my pocket, I actually did this, which is pretty funny. So yeah, remember the pocket is actually up here. Now it's only a small pocket, so I'm probably still going to carry a shoulder bag around, but it's really nice to have those extra space. I love having like little extra pockets. So that's pretty cute and a little bit silly of me. But yeah, so I'm really loving these pants. They feel really nice on your leg. Even the cut up bit, like there's nothing annoying going on there. They've really matched it up nicely, so it just kind of feels seamless. You do notice a bit of the leathery feel, but just in terms of like it being there, not in terms of it being annoying in any way. So yeah, it feels really nice. And the moment I put it on though, especially with this top, I'm like, oh my god, I am totally going for Gothic Ninja at the moment. That is exactly how it feels right now, especially because with the way that both of the items kind of stick to your body and they're quite tight fitting. Yeah, Gothic Ninja. So yeah, we've kind of already got a bit of an outfit going on right now, and you could totally wear just these two items out if you wanted. But for today's look, we've got one more item to add, so let's get to it. Our last item for today is the Punk Skeletal Leather Underbust Waistcoat. I really love this one. It kind of looks like a cross between a vest and dragon armor, and the scaly style on the front kind of reminds me of the dress I looked at 2 reviews ago, but with a much more aggressive vibe. As well as the scales, I'm also loving the studs, zipper, buckles, buttons. It's awesome and will go nicely with a bunch of stuff in my wardrobe. Once again, I'll be trying this on in the small size. So this one actually comes in a slightly different bag, and it was explained to me that these bags are used anytime that some of the fabric needs to breathe, like if it's more of a leathery item, so that's interesting to know. Anyway, enough nerding out over packaging, it's time to open it. Oh my god! Oh hey, it does have its own plastic bag in there, if you wanted that for some reason. Oh my god, wow. So yeah, it does have a really nice leathery feel. On the inside though, it also has this extra fabric lining. Let's take a look at these details on the front though. So in the middle, we've got a zipper, and then next to the zipper, we've got these scaly bits, and right in the middle, they've each got one of these little studs. And then on the side, we've got these buckled straps. Now the straps aren't made out of that same leathery fabric. If you have a little bit of a closer look though, I think you can see some of the texture on them. So they're a bit softer. And then you've got the little eyelets and the buckles, the metal buckles here. And then they've also got Punk Rave buttons, and looks like there's a few options for adjustment as well. And then here's the back, and you can see it's kind of got that leather jacket kind of vibe to it. Now if we just come back to this side, I want to show you about the color in terms of the straps versus the main leathery look. So the straps are a much more black kind of color. They do have that texture though, so that sort of interrupts how dark it is. Whereas the leathery bit is more of a sort of dark gray, but it sort of has this silvery kind of effect in it. I'm not sure how they've done that. It's most noticeable on the seams, and I think that's really cool. It gives it more of a metallic feel, and you know, like it's a bit of a tougher kind of armory kind of vibe. So I really like that. I also think that that sort of dark grey silvery look will help it stand out when you're wearing all black. So if you're like me and you've got a lot of black stuff and you worry about the detail of your clothing sort of disappearing into itself, well, this is definitely going to be one of those items that you can add a little bit of extra detail without giving up the darkness, but you can see the difference there. Okay, so let's go try the waistcoat on. All right, so this is the waistcoat. Yeah, so the waistcoat's pretty badass, hey? So we'll start with the size and fit again. Now with this one, this is not a tight fitting kind of thing in the same way that the top and the leggings are. I actually find I've got heaps of extra space that I can move in. So here's a close-up of my waist, and if I pull it from side to side, you can see I've actually got heaps of room in there. So it's not really like a corset if you're expecting that kind of vibe. I mean, for one thing, it doesn't have like ties to make it any tighter. It does have these things, but they're not really functional as tightening. They're purely decorational. I did play around with adjusting them, but because this sort of leathery fabric, you know, it's quite thick, it's not really a stretchy kind of thing. So because that doesn't really have much that you can do with it, yeah, I think these are purely decorational and you adjust them to give a bit of a look. So at the moment I've left them loose, but if you wanted to make them tighter and sort of, you know, maybe come together a little bit more, you can tighten them up there, but I preferred to leave it like this. So yeah, it's not really meant to be like a corset or anything, but if you did want that, I guess you could maybe go down a size. It will probably work out for me, so I'll just chuck up my size and they're small and extra small, so you can kind of see how that compares and you know how much space I have versus each style. So yeah, potentially could go down, but I don't think it's something I'd do. With the looser feel, what that's good for is if you wear a lot of layers and you want to add this as an extra one, that gives you plenty of space to put something under there. So anyway, yeah, it's definitely more of a loose fitting kind of garment. As for the fabric, that's a real non-issue because I'm wearing it over clothes, but it does feel really nice. Like, you know, even though it has that stiff leathery kind of look, it's actually quite flexible, so it doesn't like dig into you anywhere that you're wearing it. Even the underbust bit, you know, there's no issues there for me. Like, it's not like you're wearing an underwire bra or anything. It's perfectly fine. You don't notice it at all. As for range of movement, because that fabric is not too stiff, you can like fully lift your arms up. You lose no range of movement. You can do everything that you want to do in it. It feels really nice, and you know, it's lightweight enough that you don't feel like you're being weighed down. It may look like armor, but it doesn't feel like, you know, heavy or anything. So yay. So I guess the last thing I have to say about this waistcoat is because of the fabric and the way that it's put together, it feels like a really solid item. It feels really good quality, and I think I'll get a lot of good use out of it. Okay, so now that we've tried on everything, I think I'm gonna go pop on some shoes and then we'll zoom out and we'll see how the whole outfit comes together. Okay, so here's the full outfit. So that was the full outfit view. I hope you liked it because I know I did. I'm definitely still getting that dark gothic ninja kind of vibe, but with the addition of the waistcoat, it now feels a little bit more aggressive. So like I'm ready to fight out in the open rather than just sneak around in the dark, poisoning people. I'm kind of not sure what to call that. Like my brain's kind of thinking some kind of ninja Tomb Raider. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think this outfit could be called. So I do have one thing to add in terms of like, you know, size, fit, how it feels, blah, 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 blah. And that's when I'm putting on my boots. Now, when you're putting on your boots, you're sort of reaching forward and you're fiddling around with like laces, zippers, whatever. And if you're wearing more complicated gothic boots like I tend to do, you know, it takes you a little while to get that adjusted, right? And that's the one time that I really feel like this waistcoat, just because it's like that sort of thicker material, it started to dig in a little bit into my arm there. Now, it's not a big drama because like the only time I'm reaching forward really, I feel like, is when I'm doing my boots. And it's not like a huge pain or anything. It's just a little bit of an annoyance. So I think for that, I would probably still follow like the corset rules, even though it's not a corset, which is boots first, corset last, or in this case, waistcoat last, just to avoid that minor thing. But it's like you don't get any of that issue when you're bending over because this is pretty flexible. It's just like that one little bit. So that's the last thing to add there. I guess to recap, so the size and fit of all the items is really nice. The top and the pants are quite tight fitting, whereas the waistcoat is a little bit looser, which allows you to put more layers of clothing underneath. Or if you really wanted to, you could potentially move down a size. That's up to you. As for fabric and how it feels, as usual for Punk Rave Australia items, I'm really impressed with how nice it is to wear. You know, there's not really any like niggly bits, maybe like one or two odd issues, but it's never anything that puts me off the clothing, which like I'm super impressed because I'm really picky about things like fabric and seams and, you know, anything that can be kind of scratchy and annoying. And actually, even this bit, which I was complaining about earlier, you know, the ropes kind of scratching, as I've been wearing it, I don't notice it anymore. It's sort of just like, yeah, I almost forgot that that was even an issue until just now. And yeah, it's just not an issue anymore. So wow. So yeah, now it's only like that one little bit there that's any kind of annoying, and it's only when I make a very particular kind of movement and sort of like, you know, squash everything together. So yeah, wow, I love Punk Rave Australia's stuff. It always feels really nice, and you know, I'm pretty picky about these things. If an item of clothing doesn't feel nice to wear, then I don't wear it. So yeah, I love that I can wear pretty much everything from Punk Rave Australia. That's amazing. I also really love that I still have my full range of movement in this outfit. That's pretty important to me because I'm the kind of person who like like can't really sit still. Even when I'm at the computer, I'm constantly shuffling and changing position and sitting in different ways. So yeah, I love that I can do all that in this. And I also like to dance a bit every now and then, and yeah, just run around with my dogs. So it's good that I can do that and not feel like I'm restricted or limited in any kind of way. And then finally, I'm really loving the look of this outfit. I wasn't expecting it to have quite such a ninja kind of vibe, but yeah, that's really awesome. I don't really think I have that kind of look in my wardrobe yet, so I love that we're constantly adding to the range of things that I can do. And you know, having this waistcoat as an option, you can either wear it with it or without it and get two different kind of looks. So without it, you get more of that standard stealthy ninja. With it, you get more of an aggressive tomb raiding ninja, or whatever we want to call that, you know, a bit of armor, a bit of an attack mode. It feels a bit like I'm starting to write a video game story script for myself. I think we've covered everything, so I hope you enjoyed this video review, and I'll put links to all the items in the description below alongside that discount code. So don't forget to use 20 off -3PC set to get 20% off and free shipping on your order. Thank you as always to Punk Rave Australia for sending these items to me. I'm so happy with them, they're so nice, and yeah, I'm really grateful for that. If you enjoyed this review, found it helpful, want to see more, please leave us a like, give us a comment with any feedback, and also share it with a friend if you know someone who might be interested. You can also subscribe either to my channel or to the Punk Rave Australia channel. My channel is a bit of a mix of different content, but the Punk Rave Australia channel is just full of reviews. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you all again next time.